place of articulation refers to where in the vocal tract airflow is stopped or constricted, and what articulators, lips, teeth, and tongue, are involved. Place of articulation can be most easily illustrated with a sagittal section of the oral cavity.
我们在发辅音的时候，气流从肺部呼出，在通过声道时会受到某些发音器官的阻碍，气流必须克服这些阻碍才能发音。在语音学里，我们把这些对气流形成阻碍的位置称为发音部位。按照发音部位分类时，我们会具体地描述气流在声道中受到堵塞或阻碍的部位，以及所牵涉到的发音器官。我们可以用口腔的矢状面示意图来具体地展示每个辅音的发音部位。接下来我们在讲解发音部位分类时，会在每个类别下都挑出一个比较有代表性的辅音，来为大家简单地演示该类辅音的发音部位。英语辅音按照发音部位可以分为8类，也就是双唇音、唇齿音、齿间音、齿龈音、龈腭音、硬腭音、软腭音和声门音。
Bilabial sounds are produced by simply bringing your two lips together.
顾名思义，双唇音牵涉到的发音器官便是双唇。在发音的过程中，气流会在上下唇的接触面受到阻碍。
There are 4 bilabials in English. In addition to the sample sound corresponding with what the sagittal section illustrates, p, the other 3 are b, m, and w. Labiodental sounds are produced with the lower lip against the upper teeth.
唇齿音是气流在上齿和下唇咬合处受阻而形成的辅音。
There are 2 labiodentals in English, namely f and v. Interdental sounds are produced with the tongue coming out between the upper and lower teeth.
发齿间音的时候，需要把舌尖放在上下齿之间，让气流从牙齿和舌尖咬合处的缝隙中通过。所以说呢，很明显，齿间音是气流在牙齿和舌尖咬合处受阻而形成的辅音。
The 2 interdentals in English are th and th. Alveolar sounds are pronounced with the tip of the tongue close to or touching the alveolar ridge, which is a bony ridge located just behind the teeth.
发齿音的时候，需要把舌尖抵向齿龈。发音过程中，你会感觉到气流会在舌尖和上齿龈间受到阻碍或部分阻碍。
The alveolars in English include t, d, s, z, n, l, and Alveopalatal sounds are produced with the tongue coming up toward the front of the hard palate, just behind the alveolar ridge.
龈腭音是将舌头抵向龈腭前部或齿龈后部所发出的音。
There are 4 alveopalatals in English, namely sh, zh, ch, and j. Palatal sounds are pronounced with the tongue rising toward the middle of the palate.
硬腭音是将舌头抬向硬腭中部所发出的音。
We have only 1 palatal sound in English, that is y. Velar sounds are pronounced with the back of the tongue touching to the velum or soft palate.
软腭音是将舌头后部贴向软腭所发出的音。发音的过程中，你会感觉到气流会在舌头后部与软腭之间形成阻碍。
The velars in English include k, g, and n. Glottal sounds involve changing the width of the glottis, which we will cover further down under h, which is the only glottal sound we'll be covering.
声门音牵涉到的发音器官便是声门了，也就是喉部两侧声带之间的区域。发该音的时候，气流会从肺部排出，然后到达喉部，通过整个口腔并产生一定的摩擦。英语中只有一个声门音，也就是好嘞，发音部位这个标准下，英语辅音的八大类我们都学完了。这里我想再强调一下，按照发音部位分类时，我们主要关注的是发音过程中气流在声道中受到堵塞或阻碍的部位，以及牵涉到的发音器官。